Good morning, it is Phoenix Amore. So let's break some things down so you understand when I start talking about that spiritual plane, right? When I talked about the deity, right? Trinity, God, right? Son, Spirit, deity. So all three of those, the deity is that Holy Trinity. That's what people know to be. Now, understand when the pastor mentioned that whole thing about how the Old Testament prophets had an issue, had a problem when they would often change their deities. Okay, so understand when I say pure discernment, that is what I'm talking about. When you have some people who are Wiccan or practice witchcraft, they have this tendency to get a little bit lost and say, oh, well, who's her source? Who's her source? When I said direct connect, that is what I was saying to you. I have not changed my deity. My deity is Holy Trinity, period. That's how I've always been. Also, me knowing on that spiritual level how a lot of prophets get hoodwinked. Now, what happens is you have some people, when you talk about astral travel and all that kind of stuff, on that spiritual realm, God has also He's gifted some people spiritually to be able to participate, I guess is the best way, in that spiritual realm. When you talk about divine intervention, that's what that's talking about. When the Bible talks about be kind to strangers because you never know if you've entertained an angel, all that stuff is like the Bible dropping hints to people. Look, you need to be kind of cautious where you're walking. So when I talk about the fact, and now I can break this down deeper for people, because you also see I'm actually very intelligent and even understand some of the physics stuff, and told you, you see this light, you see this and that, and applied it even on the biblical level. When it talks about cosmic warfare, you notice the Hosea verse when it talks about the word slaying people and this light and this and that. So I've shown you all this stuff now here, but they're still understanding the fact that Jesus spoke in parables for a reason, because this knowledge is not, you notice something, even when I'm showing little things, it's not a teaching. You can't just learn this. You can't have somebody jumping in oceans and doing all this to create things like that. That's not how that works. When I say God selects certain people, that is why, because that divine intervention or that divine authority that God gave to certain angels, okay? Remember I said archangelic is divine messenger who can also divinely intervene. But remember what it said about the angels that did not follow God's lead or came out of their or went out of their authority, they lost that authority. So when there's dreams, when I'm looking at a situation and I get that intuitive feeling or that direct connect from God, like leave that person there because they are so hard-headed, do not divinely intervene. So when I start talking about the dreams where I said I saw this and I saw that and I left them there and all this kind of stuff, you see how this stuff is breaking down. So even when I address the whole thing with Greg Popovich, right, because of the fact that people don't understand it and that human mind kicks in and it becomes fun or a game or I'm going to have an opinion and all this kind of stuff, you are very much so entitled to your opinion. What I'm speaking is on that spiritual level, when I'm like, that energy is really at play big time here. When I talk about the veil breaking, it's this media spinning stuff. Even that Donald Trump thing, when he said the media is the enemy to the American people, guess what? People ran with that, and all of a sudden is, oh, Donald Trump said the media is the enemy. Okay, if you did not understand what it was that he was saying and you just read certain topics in these articles and you see why this negativity is now going on and on and on and on, you're one of the smarter ones. If you don't see it, you're still being emotionally illogical. Take care.